Good morning and welcome back to Box Homeschool. My name is Trisha and today we're just going to go through a typical homeschool day. I hesitate to say typical just because every day I feel like we have some things sprinkled in that are atypical, but it's pretty typical around here where we have some things that are not exactly on the planner, on my homeschool planner, that we need to get done. Today is a Wednesday, and this year Wednesdays are pretty busy as far as online courses. Our morning time is a lot shorter, even more than it normally is. So I believe we're gonna lose my high schooler at some point in our morning, which is okay because I plan our morning meetings on Wednesday to include the Spanish curriculum we're using. It's this one right here, the Homeschool Languages box, which I have an unboxing for if you want to see everything inside this box. And that is a curriculum that she has joined us for a few times and really enjoyed, but it's not something that I feel like she needs to be a part of every morning. We schedule that in. She might skip World Watch News, and I might even have to skip the read aloud. If you watched my homeschool plan with me video, you saw that I plan for a lighter Wednesday, and this is the reason why. So my high schooler has her honors chemistry course today, and that usually takes about an hour and a half. And there's some things that she has to do for that class after it's over. For my middle school son, this is actually his busiest day as far as having 2 classes online, and this is new for us. He has done 1 since, I want to say 5th grade. He's been doing the online IEW course, so that's normal and we know how that runs. And also this year he's taking an online math course, which has been going really well. I'm gonna give you the whole update in a term 1 video, but I really wasn't sure what to expect and if I made the right choice of putting him into a pre-algebra course. I've never heard of that, but they had it listed on their website and I thought that would be a good fit. I'll update all on that, but those are the classes he has today, the pre-algebra and his IEW course. Then my youngest 4th grader, she has her IEW course on Wednesday as well. So once Wednesday started looking busy as far as when I was scheduling their online courses, I'm like, let's just put them all on Wednesday. So that's pretty much our online course day. And I think that works out well. So I do have some time with each kid while they're off. So Wednesday is also a day I'll read one-on-one with my teenager. I am considering adding in reading aloud with my son because currently my son reads and spends one-on-one time with my husband once a week, and I just felt like there would be value in increasing the amount of time that I'm spending 3 days a week with my daughter, sometimes 2, where my husband spends 1 day, and if that gets skipped 1 day for busyness or anything else, then it's once every 2 weeks. I'm thinking of trying to add in Tuesday and Thursday with my son and having a book that we read together just to open up more one-on-one time with him. I feel like that could be valuable and just see if that's even possible. So I will have that one-on-one time today with my daughter, and after we finish morning meeting, I will have some one-on-one with my youngest, and that's where we'll go through her science and language arts and math, and I'll be able to give her more attention. I usually balance that with some work, so I'll have my laptop out. She's a pretty independent worker, so she will be working right next to me and I'll be working alongside just there if she needs me. Another thing I want to mention is my husband is a videographer, and it's funny, I'm filming on my phone right now. So one of his clients is Educational Insights, and they are a big homeschool / general education brand, and so he's filming for this project and missing a shot, and so my daughter is gonna just film it really quick. And my youngest daughter has a voiceover audition that she needs to record today and submit, and it's so funny because on Instagram's stories she'll sometimes read or just explain something, and I get a lot of messages like her voice, and she has a fun audition that she needs to record for today. So I just want to give you some background of why I feel like this is kind of a typical day for us, but also I know it's a little atypical. So we're about Proverbs. We're going to do love your neighbor, Proverbs 3, verse 27 to 29.
Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it.
To define good is a difficult task, right? Good is subjective. So good means one thing to you, but good means something different to you. want to go?
Yes.
Actually, can you just pull the computer up for our...
Both watch.
Oh, can we do Spanish? Oh, yeah.
This is Worldwide. Out inland Thursday night, and now the scope of the devastation is beginning to sink in.
Thanks for doing the diffuser. Did you turn it on?
Yeah.
What scent?
Pumpkin spice latte.
I built a house from roots and trees up in the clouds, just you and me, and all these years will pass like sand between our two hands.
So, found some leaves for, I think, like this part of it, like the brush part. Then these parts are for the, like the paint, I think. And then these are also for the paintbrushes part. I also need string though.
So you're making your own paintbrush?
Yes.
Okay, let's update where we are for Wednesday. We did Bible, World Watch, Spanish. We did not do our read aloud yet. My son is in pre-algebra, LL, ATL, Learning Language Arts, and you'll see, so these are their online classes. I do not schedule history and science, and then just piano and art studies, which my daughter's doing right now, and then we should probably get to math before her class.
Come down. Let's make this last. You are home to me, home so sweet, home. We are home, and I am home with you tonight. Ha 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 ha
Okay, we're getting a late start on changing out our calendar. October 1st was Monday, right? So this is our setup. I'm over here working right next to her. every year I get our kids and my nephews matching pajamas and give it to them like Thanksgiving time. So I think I'm gonna go with this one from the Children's Place. And they have it in like all different sizes. My youngest is in her IEW online class. This is SSS 2A. I always have a hard time remembering which class it is, but 2A. So her teacher is there, and then there's a chat box there with the slides. Okay, and then I'm over here about to print out my son's math quiz, and then my daughter is working on chemistry. Okay, now we have a full house in our homeschool area. Jackson's working on math. Ray is still working on chem. We got IEW class going on still. And just doing some ministry stuff. This is what Wednesdays has been looking like lately with all the online classes. They're all busy bees working, so that's when I get a chance to work too. My husband is working from home today and able to make lunch, which is always such a blessing. So then after lunch, we just have to, I think I would like to try doing our read aloud since we didn't get to that this morning. And then I have to check their IEW papers before they submit those. It's due today. Do you take first day of school pictures as a homeschooler? I have been for as long as I can remember, but this year we have not got to that yet with all the things going on. If there's time, there's a chance I might tackle that today in October.
Just lean on me.
All right, Jackson's picking out his next independent read from our history shelf. And after lunch, I'm gonna get started with my read aloud with my high schooler. And then I just pulled this book out as I think this is the book that I will start with my son for Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is a book I picked up from Generations, their website. And here is the table of contents. And as you can see, it's a very thin book. This is the aftermath of the first stretch of the day. There's my empty coffee cup and piles of stuff everywhere. And she's back doing art studies. What are you crushing?
I'm crushing blueberries.
Blueberries. Are you making paint?
Yeah.
That's so cool. This is the art studies from Idlewild. I do have a 15% off code for this one. Ah, that's what you're doing. That's so adorable. I'm so glad we're doing this study, continuing through the year. Yeah, art has really helped us to slow down and just take our time and bring some delight back into our homeschool instead of always doing book work. This has been really fun.
I'll walk with you, just walk with me.
Here's the board we're using. We're gonna just take a little photo. We are late, very late on this, but better late than never. Let's see your cuteness. Ooh. And now our 10th grader. I was able to pull the kids outside for just a little bit to do some school pictures, and my daughter's working on that art project. And sometimes it's hard for me when I want to get through things on my to-do list. It's really tempting for me to rush her through that. Even right before I pressed record, I was telling her like, okay, we need to finish math because she's like 3/4 done. And how good would that feel to check that off the planner? Really trying to remember why we're prioritizing art this year and trying to make sure to build that into our days. My oldest daughter was able to enjoy art throughout elementary and middle school, and once high school hit, it just became so busy, and I try to work it in her freshman year once in a while, but it was very, far and few between. And she would just create on her own for fun, but it was not often, and our schedule just didn't allow for that. So for my little one especially, I'm really trying to protect her time and allow her the opportunity to take advantage of the benefit of flexibility in homeschooling and do the art lessons and take her time with that process and not rush her. So the math lesson will finish soon, probably in the afternoon, but that's okay, because as much as I feel tempted to pull her in and let's get these core things done, I also feel this nudge to allow her to have the same kind of homeschool that I crafted for my oldest one and give her that space to create. I'm also in the middle of writing a blog post about the Thanksgiving studies that we've done. Not all the Thanksgiving studies we've done, but more the ones we've actually enjoyed, and I am looking for one to use this year. I don't do one every year, but this year I would love to incorporate something. I am lightly looking into campfire curriculum. If you've ever used campfire curriculum, let me know what your thoughts are on it. I believe they have 2 different Thanksgiving studies, so I'm not sure of the details of that, but I would love to know your thoughts or your reviews, your opinion on that. I'm not familiar with their style or the way that they structure their studies. If the blog post is published by the time this video comes out, I'll link it below on Thanksgiving studies that we have really enjoyed and the resources and the books that we've used. But yeah, I'll take your recommendations if you have any for other Thanksgiving studies that you have enjoyed in the past. So I just finished reading with my daughter. We are in the 5 Love Languages book, and I just feel like I want to say that today was not without attitudes and hard talks. I get really exhausted by the heavier talk. It's not from this book, but just from attitudes and, trying to understand the root cause of things and trying to reiterate how much we're on their side. But I just want to make sure to communicate that to you, homeschool mom, who might watch this and think that, everything runs so smoothly. But there was a pretty good, I would say 45 minutes of going through it, really in it. So I have a middle schooler and a high schooler and a 10-year-old, and it just varies between any 3 of them, what mood they're in. And I think reading these books with them has been really helpful because it really reminds me more than anything about the stage that they're at, all the things going on in their minds and in their bodies, and why there are even books geared towards understanding teens and where they're at. So as much as we can, we try to make that a priority in our day to address those things when we're spoken to disrespectfully, or when you can tell there's an attitude or a mood where it's happening a few times in the same moment or day. I really try to take the time to prioritize that, because that can just drag me down, and if it's not addressed, then it will continue on, and it can make it seem like that's an acceptable way of communicating, or that's an acceptable pattern to have in our family. And I want to make sure that we nip that in the bud. And sometimes they need to be reminded of how much I'm on their side, how much I'm rooting for them. And that's not easy, because they're really not always likable, as am I not always likable. I think it's so important to remind them how I'm on your team. We are not adversaries. Home is the place where it's safe to make mistakes and to have those moods. You will be forgiven, but it's not okay to treat people disrespectfully or speak disrespectfully or with a negative energy for no reason. And everyone has good days and bad days, but it's not okay to be consistently a negative energy. So I know that's not something I always highlight in Instagram. My phone is not accessible during those times, but it's usually the cute and sweet moments that, I have the energy to take out my phone and want to actually capture and savor that moment. But if you are subscribed here and part of my community, I just want you to know that homeschooling is not easy, and it's not smooth, and it's very messy, because we are messy and sinful people, but it is so worth it, because I cannot imagine having the time to have these conversations throughout our days. I appreciate that they know that they are not able to have a hard day without someone caring about that. So I take full advantage of the flexibility of homeschooling to pause where we're at or have the other kids work on something while I take the time to have that hard conversation. I just want to highlight this shirt. It was made by my friend Allison at Her Hearts Co. And I'm not an affiliate or anything, but I do have a discount code. But I just love her shop, and she makes a lot of like homeschool mom shirts and sweatshirts, and it's just the softest materials. She has the best color palettes in her shop, and also some adorable drinkware that I'm using today. I actually purchased both of these in the same order. I'm very Her Hearts Co. branded today. So that is our Wednesday as far as the homeschool time goes. From here, we're gonna get dinner going. All three of my kids have dance class. My husband actually works out today at the same place where the kids take class, which is very convenient. And then I actually have dinner plans with a friend that I haven't seen for a while. So I just wanted to give you a snapshot of what our day looked like today. I had received a lot of messages from the last homeschool vlog, how helpful it was just to see things kind of in real time. It's actually one of my favorite types of videos to watch of other homeschool moms that I really enjoy and glean wisdom from. So I really hope that sharing our day is helpful and encouraging, especially those of you who are coming up into the middle and high school years. Before you go, leave me a comment or a thumbs up on this video, and I will see you soon.